What is the need to have a strong defense system? India has always maintained friendly and peaceful relations with all nations. But at times, conflicts between nations do arise. This threatens a nation's territorial unity and sovereignty. Sometimes such conflicts lead to war. It is in the interest of each nation to protect its integrity and sovereignty. For this purpose, every nation has to maintain well-equipped armed forces. The paramilitary forces also have to be kept ready to complement the armed forces. It is also necessary that the armed forces use modern and up-to-date machinery. These measures constitute national defense. It is the government's responsibility to protect a country. All citizens of a country should support the government in protecting a country against enemies by actively participating in various defense activities started by the government. If the defense system of a country is strong, it provides a conducive atmosphere for the development of a country. Let's now understand the nature of India's defense system. It includes the armed forces and other organizations related to defense. The Indian military consists of the Army, Navy, and the Air Force. The headquarters of each of these three forces are in New Delhi. The President of India is the head and Commander-in-Chief of all the three armed forces. The Prime Minister decides the defense policy along with the cabinet ministers. As we know, India has a federal type of government. Defense Minister, the Political Affairs Committee, Committee on National Security, and the National Security Council are three bodies that help the government in taking decisions about defense. The armed forces, therefore, have to be kept well equipped to repel any external threat. Now let's understand how the armed forces function. Army. The main function of the Army is to protect the land borders of India. The Army needs to constantly upgrade its critical weapons and induct state-of-the-art systems to ward off threats from political enemies. The Army consists of the infantry, that is, soldiers who fight on foot; artillery, that is, soldiers using large guns in warfare on land; and armored corps, that is, soldiers wearing metal coverings on their bodies, etc. Navy. The Navy is responsible for protection of the oceanic borders of India. The Indian Navy has to guard not only a large coastline of 7,517 kilometers, but also offshore oil, seabed reserves, and sea lanes that are used for 97% of Indian trade. India is one of the few countries which has the technology for submarine construction. Air Force. The Air Force has the responsibility of protecting India's airspace. The chiefs of the three forces are appointed by the President. Now, all of you must be keen to know where these armed forces soldiers are trained and how that training helps them. Training institutes. In order to strengthen and reinforce India's defense system, officers and soldiers are given training. This training helps them to increase their confidence level and efficiency. The training helps them in learning various skills that are required during war. They are also taught to use different types of weapons related with defense. Training helps soldiers develop team spirit, encourages the attitude of total commitment to their duties, and develops a feeling of patriotism. Today, many women are joining Indian Defence Services too. Some important training institutes are the National Defence Academy at Pune, Indian Military Academy at Dehradun, and the National Defence College at Delhi. Students, there are many other forces which assist the armed forces. Let's study them one by one. The Paramilitary Forces. These forces help in maintaining internal security, protecting the coastline, and assisting the Army. These include the Border Security Force, BSF, Coast Guard, Central Reserve Police Force, CRPF, Rapid Action Force, RAF, etc. Their main responsibility is the security of all railway stations, oil fields, refineries, water reservoirs. They play an active role in protecting the people during natural or man-made disasters. They also protect the international borders during peacetime. The Border Security Force, BSF. The Border Security Force has the responsibility to create a feeling of security among citizens in the border areas. It prevents smuggling and patrols the borders. The Coast Guard. The Coast Guard protects Indian coasts. It carries out various tasks like providing security to fishing activities, preventing smuggling on sea routes, etc. The Central Reserve Police Force. They maintain law and order in the country. The Rapid Action Force, RAF. It quickly moves in during bomb blasts, strikes, and brings back the lives of people to normal. National Cadet Corps. It has been instituted to imbibe discipline and motivation for military training among students in the country. Students interested in military training can join the NCC, that is, National Cadet Corps, in their schools or colleges. Home Guards. The Home Guards organization was started in the pre-independence period. People in the age group of 18 to 50 years can form Home Guards and assist in defense of the nation. They have to join hands with the police in providing essential services like milk, food, water during strikes or riots, regulating traffic, and helping people during natural disasters like floods, earthquakes, etc. Students, it is very important that you as future citizens bear in mind that during tough times of wars and attacks, we should not lose heart, but support others and build up their confidence too. In this way, we can help the armed forces in maintaining peace and discipline in times of danger and calamities. Citizens and defense. Citizens can share a better responsibility if they have some training in civil defense and first aid, because during wars, missile attacks can destroy entire cities. It is necessary to give the citizens basic information regarding what precautions should be taken during times of emergency. In such situations, malpractices like black marketing, hoarding, and smuggling gain strength. Citizens have to cooperate with the armed forces in stopping these practices and firmly stand up against such practices. The challenges before India's security. In the post-independence period, external forces tried to threaten India's security. India had to face external attacks from Pakistan during the year 1947 to 48, 1965, 1971 and 1998. In 1962, China attacked India. Even today, India has many disputes with Pakistan. For example, Kashmir issue, water sharing dispute, etc. The border dispute with China is a challenge to India's security. Today, the biggest challenge before India's security is terrorism. There is regional, religious, and linguistic diversity in India. We must protect the unity and integrity of our country.